I'm like, yeah, she's fun.
Hey, it was just a countdown though.
Oh, okay.
But we are officially live now
Hey.
in the actual podcast.
I might go home and listen to Fetty Wap. 1738.
Yeah, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, of course, welcome into the show. I'm your host, Kyle Leonard. Each and every Sunday, we gather around this table and we talk about a goddamn movie.
Hey, what's up? Hello.
Currently, we are, in fact, doing the Rocky franchise. Last week, we reviewed Rocky 1. Everybody really seemed to like that movie. You know, people like this Rocky guy. I think he's going places.
Something about him.
He seems alright.
Hopefully, they keep making these movies, you know?
I hope they come out with a 3 next.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
We'd be lucky. Especially if it was like a week from now.
Like, perfect.
I am, of course, your host, Kyle Leonard. If you like the show, you can go to twitch.tv/VelocityPod where you can follow the podcast. You can subscribe to the podcast, and you can interact with us live in the chat when we talk about movies, when we do our podcasts on Monday, when we do our Pokemon Nuzlocke streams, when Tanner does his variety streams on Tuesdays. But that's not what this is about, baby. This is about Rocky motherfucking 2. Joining me, we, of course, have Tanner Ellis. We have Jonathan Batista, and we have Jordan Cornell. Just flip it.
Flip it.
Dang, full art ditto.
He's
I like it.
fucking
I like
names
it.
I got
around.
like 12 of those.
Tanner is.
Without getting too far off topic, I feel like when you pay for, like you buy
Who
shit.
said I was buying them?
I know you already told
Your
me.
point.
And you did one time.
I've spent $40 so far.
Here's the thing. I never have it. I'm like, man, how come you guys got all the good shit? I'm like, yeah, I'm just convinced when you use gold, rares.
I mean, no.
Well, I bought
I've straight
10
up,
packs at
I've
a
straight up
time.
bought 10 packs and gotten fucking dog.
I just
water.
leveled up and it gave me gold, and I used my gold to open that pack, rare. That's what I was
Well,
like,
no.
yes.
So paid gold, more rare. Unpaid gold, less rare.
It's okay. Fuck you. But anyways, moving forward.
The game was giving you it out of pity.
Yeah, I know.
Out of pity.
Out of
It said here's a
pity.
rare with your broke ass.
All right, back to Rock.
Ladies and gentlemen, Rocky 2 was released on June 15th, 1979, 3 years after the first Rocky movie. Sitting at 2 hours on the button.
Once again.
This one directed by Tanner, do you know?
No.
Sylvester Stallone. Yeah, written and directed by Sylvester
I was gonna
Stallone.
say Al Pacino.
No, I mean that would have been cool.
What? What the fuck? Anyway, nah, hold on.
Budget for this movie was $7 million, a pretty big increase from the first one's $1.1 million, with a box office return of, what do you think, more or less than the first one, Jordan?
Oh, definitely.
Sorry, what was the question?
The box office for this one.
Oh,
I think it
More.
was less than the first one.
I'm gonna say more just
Under.
because of the era that it came out in.
Putting my pick on under.
I'm gonna say more.
Price
It's
picks.
a golden time for boxing.
Sponsor us.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, with the success of the first one, I'm going to say more.
Rocky 2 made $200.1 million, $25 million less than the first one.
Shit.
Price picks. Fucking sponsor me. I'm so good at this shit.
Still a massive success, but yeah, did not do as good as the first one. But I think the first one was just like just a moment in time. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we'll go on. I'm sure we'll see how these movies do moving forward. But obviously, box offices change and inflate over time. But yeah, I just thought that was pretty crazy. Some fun facts about this movie for you. Sylvester Stallone actually bought the black and gold 1979 Trans Am. You can see him smashing into things in the movie. And
It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, it is. And I like how he came out later and said why though. I he just couldn't drive.
I just can't see so good on my right side.
Can you drive? I'll drive you crazy if you let me.
Speaking of which, that dude's got some one-liners, all right?
He's,
Yeah,
he's so good.
He's got some Roccos.
some Roccos. Oh, man.
Over 800 local school children were used as extras for the end of the montage in this
Were
scene, dude.
used.
And we'll get to that when we get to that, but holy shit, this montage.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Right, though. I don't know if I like the way that was worded.
What's that?
He said 800 kids were used. And he looked, kids were used. I'm like, I didn't catch it, but when he said it, I was
Oh,
like,
God.
Hey, they looked only over ahead to him
Don't
like
use
they were
kids.
used.
Anyways.
Apollo Creed does not smile once in this movie.
Oh, for sure.
Not once. As opposed to the last movie where he's just smiling the entire time. We're definitely getting a different Apollo Creed in this movie.
Oh yeah.
And you can tell from when they show Sizzle Chest for the first time later on.
Sizzle chest.
Rocky's jog in the film, seeing him dash through a train yard and Little Italy before racing up the famous steps outside of the art museum, would have spanned about 30 miles, according to the article by Philly Magazine. Assuming the fighter was running at 8 miles an hour, it also claims the run would have taken 4 hours to complete.
Jesus fucking Christ. So he ran from there to the museum, right?
That's what is implied, yeah.
So
because,
then he had to
runs-
run back home another fucking 30 miles.
Well, no, the camera following him. Somebody was probably in the car.
Yeah, I mean, there had to be somebody driving behind him with the camera.
When you put it that way.
When Rocky is training for his fight, he's sparring with a smaller, quicker fighter. The sparring partner is, of course, played by real-life boxer Roberto Duran,
That's why he looks so fucking
who had
good.
one of the most legendary careers in boxing history, some would say.
I don't know. It was funny because watching it, I kept looking
We were
at him.
talking-
I was like, who is this
When
guy?
we watched it, I was like, dude, we looked familiar. Credits roll, and I see Roberto Duran. I was like, Johnny, it's fucking Roberto Duran. He was like, no fucking way. I'm like, dude, I knew
Because
I
it was
recognized
literally
him,
in that scene too where he's training and trying to like get on actually boxing skills, and he's in the ring with it. Where I'm like, you know, a lot of these guys look really
I was like,
fucking
some of
good.
these guys
Yeah,
look
I
like
was
they actually
looking
know
at
how to
that, I
box.
was saying the
Maybe because
same
they fucking can.
Roberto,
I think this is the start of
and that
us
was the
seeing more
70s,
boxers
dude.
appear in the Rocky franchise.
Yeah.
Because obviously in 3 and 4 we get to see a couple more. I think Joe Frazier makes another cameo
Yeah.
at some point in these movies.
But that was 70s Duran. That was like in light. That was his prime Duran,
I
bro.
will
That was
say,
the
though-
meanest motherfucker from at like 135.
All of the fighters though on the gym floor, shadow boxing,
Mhm.
atrocious.
Oh,
atrocious.
It's just like, hey, can you throw your arms around? Get in here.
Right.
there's a few that clearly have had some experience, and you can tell. But
A
like
few.
none of them were like
No.
none of them made me go. You know, some of these guys can fight. Like Roberto Duran, you know, working with Rocky. It's like okay, that
Homeboy
guy
can
knows
fight.
what he's
They
doing.
say, hey, can you
That
swim
guy
on
knows.
dry land? Come to the gym.
After the bell rings, signaling the end of the second round, Rocky and Apollo are seen pushing and shoving, taunting, and ultimately being pulled apart by their respective corners. They continue to taunt each other before returning to their corners. Sylvester Stallone revealed later that he and Carl Weathers were actually angry with each other and were not acting at that point. Several blows that were supposed to miss landed, and in the carefully choreographed fight, they got into it, which they spent months meticulously planning out the choreography. But he
fighting
liked
your
the
director.
reaction of the scene that was produced, so he decided to leave their momentary breaking of character in the film for the viewing audience, never realizing that the two actors were really quite livid with each other in that scene. And kind of thinking back to it, yeah, they kind of looked like they fucking mad at each
Kinda
other. I was
looked
like,
like
that's
they
some
wanted
good
to throw
acting.
Apollo and fucking Rocky.
Yeah,
yeah.
at the end of the second round, yep.
Oh yeah, for sure. There was I don't know. There was just something about like I remember you were trying to read was it you right with trying to read the numbers for the punch differences between.
Oh
the
yeah,
fight?
we looked that up, and it was,
And
yeah.
the first one, what was it like? 200.
I don't know because I was on
44?
Reddit looking at that. And I'm not sure it's accurate because it said that in this fight it was like 444 to like 88. Or
No,
something.
it was like 1,700
That was the-
to 43.
That was
I
the
think-
bullshit website.
Yeah, that was the bullshit site.
That's what I thought you meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But one of it, yeah, because it was like Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and it was like the punch differentials between him and his opponents, and it was always really bad. But
Yeah.
I didn't believe the 1,400 to 41. That one just didn't make sense.
No, because by like the third round, you can see Rocky still like working. It's not like the first fight,
Yeah.
you know. It's just
Um,
Apollo was beating the shit out of him.
That is
I
correct.
Last-
mean, every fight he opens up with freaking 20 unanswered punches.
Well, he's blocking it with his
It's
forehead.
like
Jordan.
comical in this.
What you mean is 20 of the most beautiful jabs you've ever seen from Carl Weathers in a row.
Or from the hip too. Like,
Ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to the show inside of a show. Rank that jab.
Rank that jab, baby.
Where we want to rank Apollo Creed from Rocky 2's jab next to Apollo Creed from Rocky
I'll tell
1's
you right
jab.
now, it lands a lot cleaner and it lands a lot harder because he mad in this.
it was quicker too. Rocky 2 wins that
He's
one.
starting. He's starting to formulate a style.
All right, we
Yeah.
got Apollo Creed's jab from Rocky 2 sitting at number 1.
Call it
That's
a
where-
pocket
that-
jab.
That's
Number
where
two.
it stays from. Because guess who don't throw jabs? Mr. fucking T.
We'll see you next week, baby. We'll see you next week. You never know.
Can't rank a jab if you don't throw none.
Lastly on the
Come out,
facts.
so we don't know.
Lastly on the facts here, I got while preparing for the film, Stallone tore his right pectoral muscle, bench pressing 220 pounds.
God,
See, for me,
Uh,
that's impressive.
This, of course, had to be operated on. This necessitated a change in the script where Rocky switched from fighting southpaw to fighting orthodox. throughout most of the movie and using his left hand to jab.
That makes
So
sense.
there
That's
was
actually
a
a
there was a
cool
real live
transition.
reason they had
Yeah,
to
I like
incorporate
that.
that into the plot.
I wonder what would have happened if they didn't do that. Would Rocky do the exact same fucking thing, but just win this time?
No,
Who knows?
he's ass when he stands southpaw.
You never know.
Yeah, I've seen you stand southpaw. You're not
Yeah.
you're not much to look at either, buddy.
I'll get southpaw.
Don't be laughing over there.
Hey, I'm the most beautiful southpaw you ever seen.
Oh.
alright?
Johnny coming in for some bombs today.
I just hate
Hurting bombs.
southpaw just bug me.
You and Mick apparently.
You could have told me I would have fought you
Southpaw
off
should be
yesterday.
outlawed.
Before we get into the plot, Johnny, what did you think about Rocky 2?
I loved it. Yeah, I mean, it was just a really good sequel to the first one, like a really good one. Like I still think the first one is better, simply due to it being like an actual classic, like historically speaking. But I think Rocky 2 does its job very well.
Mm-hmm.
Follows up on the story, makes everybody cooler or more of them, and then just Rocky wins. Yay!
I did it. Tanner, what did you think about Rocky 2?
I'll be loving this movie, except for that real hairy baby that pops out. that thing freaks me out a little bit. Other than that,
They had to glue that hair on.
that's
So I was
it
a little
it was-
wrong when we were watching it. I was like, oh, that's Stallone's actual son, Sage. You know, it is his son, but the other one, I forget his name.
Is it the one with the weird name?
Bergamot.
Yeah, it's like Steve Gallion or something like that.
Oh, from 5.
No, Sage is in 5,
Yes,
Oh,
Sage is in
so-
fact.
but the
This-
one in this one is his youngest son. Sage is his older son.
Okay.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah.
I just forget the name of his youngest one. It was just the other son.
They all got
not the
weird
one I
ass
said it
names.
was.
Hope you know that.
Weird names and a lot of hair.
Yep.
But
But please
overall-
continue.
Overall, real good movie. I definitely like the fighting in this one more. I think we got more fighting instead of them just kind of skipping from round like 6 to 15. And
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, I like this one.
Jordan, yeah. Rocky 2.
I liked it also.
Weird.
From what?
Leave him alone.
What?
He said you made a popping noise with your lips, and I was like, leave him alone.
Anyway,
Franco.
from 1 to 2, I think the actual fight, we did get more fighting, like what you stepped on, or yeah, whatever. I'm gonna leave that there. But I do think that overall, movie to movie, I think this one was more about his personal life,
Mm-hmm.
and I thought that was interesting. But I liked it. I think that was a good sequel to fall back on from the first one. Just give us a different look in the same scheme.
It's the
I want to
It's-
go back a little bit because I kind of forgot to say this, but I think it definitely delves more into like fighters and what they go through mentally before a
yes,
fight.
that's what I was trying to get.
Because
on,
when
yeah.
he's like not in it at all, that's like one of the good parts of the movie where he like turns it around and then he's finally got the fire back and he's ready to go. So I like
Apollo too being like just
Yeah.
mad the whole time, training
Apollo
his fucking ass
fucking
off.
training for this fight.
That's-
Never
Like-
smiling once in the entire movie. Had a cameraman on him probably the entire time too. Probably never smiled in the photos.
And it shows like just different sides of what fighters legit go
Yeah.
through, like day to day, you know. And
You're
with
so
him having-
well, and even as far as talking about success, like it dives into the embarrassment of riches conversation you have when you've grown up with nothing your whole life. Like, what do they say? 60% of people who win the lottery are now broke again because they've lived their whole entire life with money. Now or without money. Now they're slammed with a ton of money, and they fucking spend it all because they don't know how to budget. They don't know how to
Manage
invest
that,
this money.
yeah.
They buy everything they want
Yeah, exactly.
because they've never been able to before. And it's nothing negative on the person. It's just it's a class thing, you know what I'm saying? It's like people without something obviously are going to want to use something because it's a feeling they've never had before. So like it's really really nice to see that they didn't skimp on that. You know, they're just like, "Oh, hey, Rocky's got a lot of money. He thinks he's going to be fine." Well, it turns out he's not as publicly trained and as good as he is at fighting with, you know, doing commercials and stuff like that. So it's like maybe he won't have it forever, but it's too late by that time. He's like,
a house, a car, a leather jacket, and 5 gold watches the first day.
he sure did.
I knew it wasn't going.
He sure did. But yeah, no, you're totally right. Like that's just
You can take a
goes
man
into
out of the hood. You
I
can't
wanna
take the
know,
hood out of a
with,
man.
With 56,000, 57,000, how much was that house?
Yeah. This is 79 though.
I get it, but
So,
dang.
yeah, I mean, you'd have to
At
assume
least
maybe
23, right?
you'd have to assume at least
And the car, maybe 8.
15 to 20.
But I feel like he also probably put like a down payment on that. He didn't buy the whole house because he is in the middle of the movie talking about like I got to pay rent first.
Yeah,
He meant
that's true.
mortgage though. That's,
Yeah.
He don't think too good.
They do good. There's a moment in the movie too, because
I got what
obviously
you call a relaxed brain, you know?
I'll echo everybody's thoughts here. Like I love this movie. The first half of this movie is, it's a lot of that day-to-day life of a fighter and the mentality of that. And I really, a lot of people don't like the first half of this movie.
It's
I'm on the other
boring.
side. I really like the first half of this movie. And then when that second half hits, I'm like, let's fucking go, dude. Like it's some of the most hype shit in the world. After the one line, you know what I'm saying? One line hits, and I've never been more hyped in my life.
Yeah.
But there's a moment in the movie where Adrian, falls and goes out, and the doctor looks at him and is like, yeah, this kind of stuff can happen from overall stress of maybe going to work and stuff. And the look on Stallone's face when he says like the stress from working and stuff, he's like, fuck.
Right.
Like I could have avoided this if I had just listened to her and not, bought every single thing and had to make her go back to work and stuff. So like he really damn good bit of acting from Stallone in that particular scene and many other scenes in this movie. But yeah, I love this movie.
Just a sad boy.
The only thing that was really a necessity that he bought though was that like Eagles jersey for his dog.
Go Birds.
Everything else he probably could have went up without.
Would have been funny if he had to sell his dog in this movie
Oh my god!
and then buy it back after he beat Apollo Creed. I said last week a lot of this movie mirrors kind of the life of Stallone, and I think this follows suit. You know what I'm saying? You get big. He had $106 in his pocket when he made Rocky 1, and it made fuck all money, and now he's got all this money and in this embarrassment of riches. And yeah, I would like to think that this is inspired a lot by him, going and spending money as soon as he got it and stuff. Yeah. It says in the fun facts that, he did the same thing, went and bought a Trans Am first thing after the first Rocky movie. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, it's an interesting look. Really like this movie, though. Glad everybody's on the same page.
Imagine if someone did like Rocky 2. I would just ask why. It's a good sequel. It's like an actual good sequel. There's so many movies.
There's not a lot of good sequels.
A good amount of movies
Yeah,
that
it's
make
like
a sequel.
this, Shrek 2.
Shrek 2 is a fucking banger. Oh my god, we got it.
That's the list. Shrek in review. There's a new Shrek coming. They announced it.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't like The Legend of Korra.
I don't know.
That's the Avatar. Right?
Yeah.
He didn't watch that one. I didn't mind it. It's just like super different.
Yeah. They tried to make it more modern, and then I don't know. It was just like I feel like
It deals with a lot of like mental like
yeah.
challenges.
When you're like physically capable but not mentally.
Yeah, but like your
prepared.
head's not in the right space. Yeah.
Hey, kind of like Rocky.
Yeah, you know.
I got what you call relaxed brain.
You know?
I can't stop. It's so he has that one line everywhere where it's just like, God, you're fucking stupid.
I love though in this movie it was one of those like I told you guys I legit teared up on Rocky 1. Like just nostalgic rewatching it. This one though, the one that almost I was a little drunk though, but then Kai was playing with me. But like the tear was coming, but it was the scene where she woke up and was like, "Go in," and I was like, Rocky was almost like a trained dog just waiting on that command.
Right.
Boom, fire starts. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, like I said, that's the fucking hypest shit in the world, dude. I don't care what anybody says. When she wakes up, she's like, "Win, Rocky, win."
What are we waiting for?
Let's fucking go, dude. And then we get the fucking theme song again. And I'm like, let's fucking go. Big time. But let's get into the plot of this movie. The year is 1976.
Oh god.
It's New Year's Day. World heavyweight boxing champion Apollo Creed successfully defends his title in a boxing match against the Italian stallion, Rocky Balboa. We get a recap of the first fight, of course. Basically down to like the last... Like we basically get the whole last fucking 3 minutes of the movie basically replayed, and then we hard cut to the hospital where they're both being wheelchaired in. Apollo Creed immediately setting up the next fight, dude. He's like, I'll beat this sucker anytime, any place, you name it. And he's like, I thought you didn't want a rematch. Like, anytime, any place.
I liked how all the fucking like people that were asking him questions were like, Rocky, are you concussed? I don't see any.
I don't. Do you think you have any brain damage? I don't see any.
Right.
I like the scene in the hospital that night after all of the surgeries and stuff on the eye.
And he wheels up to Apollo's room.
Wheels up to Apollo and he's like, "Did you give me your best?" And he's like, "Yeah, I did."
Which
is
I
certain-
would have my smartphone out and recorded that, so when he started talking shit again.
They make this movie. They make this movie today. He wheels up his wheelchair. Hey, Apollo, you give me your best? He said, "Yeah."
He said, "Yeah." tap on there for the subs, chat.
I thought he fucking walked. So they had to tell me that he
That's
wheelchair.
what- He's like, "How did he walk there?" I was like, "He's in a wheelchair. You didn't see his head by the door handle? You think Stallone is 3 feet tall?"
I mean, he ain't 6 foot like he claims in the
Yeah,
fucking
yeah.
shit.
That's true. That's true. Somewhere between 3 and 6 foot.
But not door handle height.
The doctors, of course, tell Rocky that he did have a detached retina during this fight, so he probably shouldn't fight anymore. He decides to retire. Adrian agrees with this. She's pretty happy about it. And then, of course, we get the scene where he asks Creed about giving him his all. Rocky's new fame, of course, after this fight, does start to take a toll on his life as he's leaving. He can't even leave the hospital, basically, without them being like, "Hey, here's some commercial deals, dog. Why don't you sign this? Blah, blah, blah. Get that. Do this." Rocky doesn't know what's going on. He's just like, "Whatever, that's fine." Signing the paperwork.
Can't even see what he's signing.
Yeah. This is, of course, his new agent, giving him potential endorsements and sponsorships. This sudden wealth, of course, does inspire Rocky to take Adrian to a very special place.
The zoo.
The zoo.
Take it to the zoo.
Dude, remembering Rocky 1 in that combo with the freaking driver, dude? As soon as that scene came up, bro, I had to pause, dog.
They took it to the zoo.
You don't know how much I say it. I kept saying it when we were prepping.
Behind the scenes, somebody tells Adrian, "Hey man, retarded dudes like the zoo," so she took him there. The more you know.
Oh, man.
Things look to be going well for Rocky because at the zoo, he, of course, proposes to Adrian in front of the tiger. Invites the tiger, who doesn't show up to the wedding. Rude.
I remember that. Yeah. Fuck that tiger, dude.
Adrian accepts happily,
Mr.
and then
Tiger.
we hard cut to the little ceremony. Cute little ceremony with just like him, Adrian, the priest, Father Carmine, and Mick.
Paulie there? Paulie was there.
Yeah.
I don't think so, was he?
I feel like Paulie was there.
I feel like
Maybe.
he was.
Paulie lost a lot of weight. Good for him, you know.
Does anyone
He's real
know
thin in this movie.
the real reason she said yes to Rocky?
She was afraid of the tiger at the zoo, and she didn't want to get,
Pushed in.
You can't you can't testify against your spouse in court.
Jesus. Stop him, Sidney.
I was gonna say that. I was literally just about to say that. Oh my god.
At the ceremony, Mick congratulates him before, walking off. Real sad. Like, I feel like Mick can't walk out of frame without just like feeling like it's sad, even if it's a happy moment. Like, he's happy for him, but like he walks out and I'm just like, oh, poor little guy. Bye, Mick.
Poor little guy.
Things seem to be going well for Rocky because soon after this, Adrian does, of course, reveal that she is pregnant. Pretty exciting.
We're skipping over a very, very big part here.
Let's
I
hear
would've
it.
let it. When Tony Godza came up to him right after the wedding, talking about certain things to invest in, he recommended condominiums.
Real safe.
Forgot about that line.
Real safe.
Invest in condominiums. They're real safe. I never use them. Spoiler alert, it's true. He don't.
He be hitting
Spoiler,
up.
she pregnant.
He in that. He in that.
You know what's funny? I didn't even get that until
Oh,
just now.
dude.
Condominiums.
Okay.
I'll
To
never
be honest,
use
to be honest,
You're gonna do
it took me a second to, because I'm like, the fuck? And then I'm like, oh, he's a fucking
Of course
idiot.
he doesn't use condominiums. He didn't afford them.
All I think is, I'm like, is Sylvester Stallone kind of stupid, or does he just do a real good job playing Rocky stupid?
I think he just plays Rocky so good, though.
Yeah.
Because he's so innocently fucking hilarious,
The
dude.
best parts are when people play themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
Who knows Rocky better than Sylvester, you know? Just
true.
like,
Wrote the man. Rocky carries Adrian all the way home from the church.
if I knew you were this
He's like,
light, I
it's
would have
good.
done this all over.
It's like, it's good for your arms,
Look, I'm not saying she ain't little, but that's a long fucking walk, dog. I bet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
well, he ran
For
40
you.
miles.
We don't know.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
He
This-
did run
right.
30
This
miles.
dude runs 30 miles in the morning,
He's a
Never mind.
superhuman athlete,
I
He
guess.
genuinely is that guy. Who are you?
You know?
I'm fucking
You
doing
don't know?
that. I'm fucking doing that.
I think we get, I don't know if it's before or after the hate mail, but I think we get the little montage of Rocky buying stuff here now. He buys the Trans Am.
Yep.
Adrian's like, do you know how to drive? He's like, I'll drive the best. I'll drive you crazy.
If you let
And then we get the car doing.
Yeah.
Right down
He's
the
like
side.
breaking. Because, I mean, it's 79. You got to assume
I'm
it's a
pretty sure he
manual.
ran a
Yeah.
fucking red too, if I wasn't mistaken. It looked like he very blatantly ran a red before stopping right
right
in
on the curb.
downtown traffic, right at the curb. Not even in a parking
Be like,
spot.
hey, you see this jacket? He sees his leather jacket. He loves it. There's a tiger on the back. I'm like, cool, symbolic. You proposed to her in front of a tiger. Need it.
Mr.
There's
Tiger.
the
Wait, wait.
tiger.
Speaking of that new outfit that he bought, did he not wear that outfit the entire movie?
No, he did.
You are
Yeah,
like,
he's-
yeah, every time you see him, he's
Every time you see him, he's wearing the
That
outfit.
damn tiger
after
fucking,
this.
yeah.
Some would say, yeah, that this could be foreshadowing because there's a lot of eyes on this tiger. You know what I'm saying?
complete side
You
note.
never know.
Complete side note. Chop goes Thunder Lips to my Snapchat story. I said that's 3, and he goes, "Who does he fight in 2?" I was like, "Creed again," because they had beef, and he goes, "I forgot the old '70s beef between the blacks and the Italians." That's how it all started.
That's how it all started. Some,
Jesus.
some would say it brought us closer to war.
Speaking of the foreshadowing, there's a moment of foreshadowing at the end of the movie when we get there. I want to see if anyone else noticed it also.
Okay.
I did.
Sure.
It.
Now
I
that you
did
say it, I'm
notice
gonna
it.
overthink it and
Put
forget.
a pin
but
in it. Put a pin in it so you don't forget. He of course also goes to the watch shop and he buys Adrian a new watch. He buys himself a new watch. He buys
Oh,
Paulie a
yeah,
new
man.
watch. He's buying all sorts of people new watches. You got to assume these are like $5,000 watches, probably a piece. I mean, you'd assume they got to be expensive at the time.
Expensive, yeah, but man, like, dude, he said it was great. His 150,000 after taxes and everything, he ended up with, what was it, 45?
37? No, 57.
I thought it was like 45, but anyways, less than 50, which is ridiculous.
I thought it was 57.
Yeah,
I
think
thought it was 57.
Yeah, so less than 60, but still.
Less than
Less than
That's
60.
still-
But still, that's not a lot.
ridiculous.
Especially when you're going and buying all this stuff right away because, of course, he also, they go and look at the townhome. It's very nice. It's very clean. Brand new building. Rocky doesn't even want to look at the upstairs. He's just like, fuck it, let's buy it. It's fine. It'll be fine. It's just, they're just rooms. What do you think you're going to see up there? You know, blah, blah, blah. And we never see up there, so we don't know.
Huh.
Yeah, you gotta imagine too. He paid the trainers, the gym fees, and all the other stuff too, licenses. Maybe.
Would you
Mick
even do
takes
that?
whatever, 30% probably?
Yeah,
You
you
would
know.
assume
I
manager
would just
fee.
rob my
Manager.
trainer.
Rob your trainer.
Yeah, I just want to pay him. Fuck me. Just
No,
want
no,
to bitch.
you would pay him, then send them goons after to collect.
Break your thumb.
Yeah, Adrian worries that he's spending a little bit too much, making this realtor's job a little too easy, but he is because he just accepts the house. He's like, realtor's like fucking cool, dude. Awesome. At this point, I'm just gonna say it now. We cut over to Apollo Creed, who's being fueled by hate mail, claiming that he fixed the fight in order to protect his reign as champion. This is
People are
really
calling
getting
him a
under his
bum.
skin. Imagine this on Twitter. Like, could you imagine?
Imagine how
the
many
hate?
times you get called an N-word, bro.
Oh
On
my
Twitter.
god, dude.
I'm just saying.
I'm
like,
saying that hate mail
hard-
back in the 70s was going to be real.
Yeah,
bad, dude.
they made sure not to put those up.
Oh my gosh, dude.
There's a little pile to the left that's all the racist ones that they don't show us. Weirdly enough, all of them from like Alabama. Crazy.
Of course, this continues to fuel his hate. Not hate, but
Animosity.
yeah, animosity is a good word, and his need to prove himself. You know, he's like, I didn't fix this goddamn fight. So this makes him determined to
beat
get
that
Rocky
ass.
back in the ring for a rematch.
Put belt to ass.
Put belt to ass, boot to ass. Apollo does, of course, ignore all the pleas from his friends and trainers, and I fucking love Duke's line here, where he's like,
He's all wrong for us, baby.
"He's all wrong for us. I watched this man eat shots that no man should eat, and he kept coming." And I was like, "Oh, dude, I'm getting chills just saying it." I'm like, "Fucking A." He's like, "We don't need this kind of man."
We need this kind of man in our life.
And Apollo juked us out for a second during that freaking conversation. He was like, all right, let's do whatever we got to do to get him in there.
He said, you know what?
I'm
You're
like,
right.
damn.
Set it up.
I stutter.
He does, of course. Ask his team to do whatever is necessary to get Rocky out of retirement. They take this as making flyers that call him like the Stallion Chicken. Things
The
like
Italian
that.
chicken.
It's the Stallion Chicken. I don't.
Stallion
Yeah,
chicken.
I thought Italian Chicken would make better sense too, but then I looked at the second time you see the flyer, and it's the Stallion Chicken.
What
Okay.
the
Like, that
fuck?
makes less sense, but you know, whatever.
Well, it wasn't
I think he got
Apollo's
hit and I
team.
said it too hard in the last
Speaking
one.
of
Yeah.
Mexicans, there's that one mean dude at the gym that keeps making fun of him. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, it's on site with you and Tanner, dog. If you watching this podcast,
Wow.
So
He's
far.
the one that's like he like spits in his bucket and like gets it on and like
Oh, yeah.
holds up the sign and is like, "Oh, it's a fucking chicken." And they're all like laughing at Rock. And they're standing outside the gym by the cars making fun of him and shit. It's just the one dude every time at the gym making fun of him. I don't like that dude.
I'll say too, I'm in the gym just as much as anybody. I feel like I don't spit that much when I'm in the fucking ring, bro.
What? Who is this guy?
It's the fuck. It's okay. So he's Rocky. Well, at some point, I think I'm skipping ahead here, but Rocky goes back to the gym to work and he's just like cleaning up and stuff.
Oh,
He,
Yeah,
like
the
spits
guy
in the
spits.
bucket.
I
like,
know,
smashes
now
him,
I remember. Yeah,
And then
yeah.
he sees him outside.
He
and then-
fucking.
Yeah, dude. Like, dude's a fucking dick. I don't like that dude.
I just want to know why they're spitting.
Why is it? Why is there so much spit in there? Why do y'all let it get so full? Like halfway through.
Why are you spitting? Period.
Yeah.
Swallow that shit.
I don't know. I don't get. What the fuck?
All right, back on topic.
I was so confused.
don't mind me.
Keep going.
Go ahead.
Rocky at first seems unaffected by Apollo's smear campaign, but his inexperience with money causes him to run into financial problems. Imagine that.
Type shit.
2 weeks. 2 weeks is all he
2
made.
weeks is all it took. This is, of course, the scene I jumped ahead earlier where he starts buying all the shit, the Thunderbird and the dresses and the clothes and all of that shit. He tries to fulfill his contracts with commercials and stuff, but we quickly learn that Rocky can't fucking read, dog.
Oh my fucking
He's trying to read off of the cards, which they call dummy cards. He does not like that.
god. Listen,
Which I don't
you're
think they
being
named him
very
after him.
I'm just trying to do my job. I know I
but-
got a bit of a relaxed brain. Bit of a
But would
relaxed-
it not have
Well,
made
I'm not
sense?
punchy or nothing.
Yeah. Would it not have made sense to just go over the cards before you start recording?
Yeah, I
Like-
mean, there's a lot of different reasons, a lot of different ways they would do this. I
Yeah.
Also,
imagine.
that fucking like bruising face prosthetic, dumb shit. I've
Terrible.
ever seen.
terrible.
That is the worst prosthetic I've
It's
ever
the
seen.
wrong eye too. That always made me laugh. It was like his left or
Yeah.
left eye.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah, I think especially with all the money that they put into the commercials and stuff, like there's sets and cameras and actresses and stuff. They would find a way to be like, okay, well, if he can't fucking read, then we'll freaking ADR dub over it. You know what I'm saying? He can stand there and we'll use his face because he's the celebrity, but then we'll just have somebody who sounds like him come in and ADR over him. You know? Because they wouldn't spend all that money and then just be like, all right, well, then get the fuck out of here. I feel like.
He should have still got paid
Also,
at least.
that
Something.
dude's a fucking dick too. Everybody's a
He's
dick to
being
Rocky.
very
Everybody's
rude,
a
right,
dick to
Adrian?
Rocky in this movie. I don't like it.
Yes.
Yeah, this is of course when things start taking a downward spiral for Rocky as he attempts to get some office jobs, but not looking so good on the office job front. He doesn't want to do manual labor as the guy suggests because he's like, you know, I thought I'd do something when I was in more of an office setting. You know what I'm saying? Too bad.
You know you got to read in the office,
Yeah,
right?
you know you got to read and type and stuff. They must see it too, because none of the office jobs give him the position, so he's eventually forced to kind of slink back into manual labor. Where and it's a good little detail how him and Polly kind of switch positions in this movie. In the first movie, you know, Polly's begging for a job, working at the meat packing plant. Rocky's working for Gazzo, and then now, of course, Rocky has to take a job at the meatpacking plant.
Doesn't want to
Basically,
break thumbs no more, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid too. Because with Paulie, he comes in when Rocky's still recovering from the hospital, and be like, "Hey man, listen, I still really need a job.
Yeah.
Can you help me out?" Rocky's like, "Get you a job." We'll go." And as he's like still like broken down from just
yeah. I forgot about the part. I'm like, Jesus Christ, Polly.
Give the man at least let him at least walk before you fucking start bugging him about shit you need.
He's just a real good friend.
He's a Polly's a scum. He a dick, Polly.
That's true. So Rocky goes to work at the meat packing plant where he basically scrapes up old cuts of beef. He's wrapping beef, smacking it real hard. I like it when he smacks the beef. You know what I'm saying? Does stuff to me.
I fucking.
Dude, it was such a fucking. Oh my god, that smack was so like polished. It was like I don't think I was paying attention, and I just heard the smack and just like
Johnny clenches butt cheeks and look at the TV.
like damn, who's clapping what?
Yeah.
Clapping over
That's right, Zach. Beat the meat.
Yeah.
Get your freaky ass out of here.
This, of course, only lasts a minute as they have to make budget cuts and layoffs. And since Rocky's the low man on the totem pole, they have to cut him from the meatpacking plant. Not good news. It's just not going Rocky's way, man. And he really only kind of knows how to do one thing. Because he can't get a job, he's forced to sell his car and watch to Polly.
You need bread? I can give you a loan.
But it's just...
Right.
Yeah.
God, he's such a fucking.
And maybe Rocky
asshole.
would have done it if he didn't use the goddamn word handout. He's like, what, you need a handout? I'll give you a handout. And I'm like, fuck you, Polly.
Yeah.
Like, just be like, hey, man, I'll help you.
Oh, like Paulie went from like just looking like a dirty ass dude, and this one he's got like fucking button ups and like the overcoat and the like tie. And,
Yeah,
And
He's
he's
a lot
lost
thinner, too.
weight.
He lost a lot of weight.
He lost weight. You know what I mean?
But I'm just saying he like dresses better. Like he dresses like a fucking mob guy now. He doesn't dress like fucking.
Well, his tie was way too long.
Fucking dude. Okay, I was thinking the same thing. I
Yeah,
thought it was crazy.
it's supposed to stop at the center of your belt, bro. That
Yeah.
thing was down there by his crotch and shit, bro. Like, who tied that shit?
Probably.
I like
Pauly.
this. I like this moment where Polly buys the car and he's like, "You need a ride?" And he's like, and Rocky, who obviously needs a ride, is like, "Fuck, no, I'm good."
And then with that
Just-
stupid fucking ball, his starts.
Just bouncing off with the stupid ball.
In that same outfit.
He's wearing the jacket though. He didn't
Yeah.
sell the jacket. He's
Yeah.
wearing his tiger jacket. Rocky, of course, goes over to visit Mickey Goldmill at his gym after this to ask for a job, or not to ask for a job, to ask to fight again because he doesn't really know what else to do. And Mickey's like, "Dog, that guy fucking welded your eye shut. You know what I'm saying? Can you even see what's going on?" And he doesn't see it.
damage will be permanent.
Not smacks him yet. He just moves his eye. And he's like, "I see it." He's like, "You already would have been dead. Like you didn't see it until it was in front of your damn face, dude." He's like, "Your boxing days are over, man. It sucks."
Wait a minute.
I liked the 360 though of that scene because it was pretty much just the reverse of the first scene from the first movie when Mick came and asked him to help train
yeah.
him.
It stinks
So,
to
like,
do.
Yeah. I thought that was a kind of cool reflection though, and then kind of like I don't know. You know.
Going back to his roots.
Yeah, basically, but he came with that little dark stairwell. Like, can you help me, Mick?
Mick, of course, says his boxing days are done. Frustrated by this, Rocky pounds on the bag a little bit at home, and Adrian sees it, and he's like, "Hey, man, I don't know what else to do. Like, fighting's all I know, and it's the only way I can provide for you." And she's like, she's not happy about it. She's like, "I can't fucking support this." You know what I'm saying? Doesn't support him in it.
So fucking crazy.
Such a great wife.
Your eye don't work. You can't fight no more. You guys ready for Rocky 3 where he defends a world title 14 times? Oh,
Hold on, wait, I haven't seen
fuck.
it.
yeah, I forgot it's not out yet, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say spoilers.
Yeah.
You've seen Rocky 3, right? You just kidding?
Seen
I was like, are we
Imagine.
about to get like genuine reactions here?
I never asked you to.
Imagine being
Stop
spoiled
being a woman.
of a Rocky movie. How the fuck do you spoil a Rocky?
Spoiler,
You could
yeah, it
you
came
could
out
explain
50
the
years
entire
ago.
movie and it still wouldn't be it. You have to watch it. I mean, it's a fucking Rocky.
We get more berating from Apollo Creed on the TV as Rocky watches it, as Mick watches it in his bed, and Adrian sees that it visibly hurts Rocky. Still doesn't support him, but yeah, Apollo Creed's just tearing into him in this interview. Of course, this does culminate with a really fucking cool line when we get a knock at the door and he opens it up and it's fucking Mick and he's like, "I think we should knock his block off."
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Makes you think that like this is the moment. It's not.
Not even
It's
close.
Very hype moment, but not the one.
Teasing-
I
he's
love it when he
teasing
was
you.
like, "I never asked you to stop being a woman. Don't ask me to stop being a man, you know."
Never asked you to get out of the kitchen.
You know, a lot of you knows, man.
I never asked you to stop doing
I
the
never
dishes.
kidnapped you from my house.
Maybe you felt like there was no way out, but there was some ways out.
Anybody ask Rocky if he felt comfortable in his house? I'm uncomfortable too, you know.
Rocky's comfortable, obviously. Self-comfortable.
This is, of course, after Adrian's already gone back to work at the pet store, which Rocky is not happy about. He doesn't want Adrian to have to work. In hindsight, he was kind of right, but it is what it is. You know, when you're poor, you got to do what you got to do.
Can I say something too? Why didn't he just go work at the pet store?
He's no good
Who
with
knows?
pets.
Maybe he's not good with pets, you know?
I feel like he
Maybe
is.
there's a
like,
list of things that he has to do, but he can't fucking read it.
like
maybe,
the job
maybe
posting.
Maybe he's stolen so much turtle food over the last, 5 years.
You'd have to end up paying him back. Before he
Like,
said, you know,
all
he's
my
in
paychecks
debt.
going towards
He's in
that
debt
turtle
before
food
he
I
can
stole.
start making
There's
a
to-do
profit.
list that says let dogs out. He opens the door, they go run. He goes, all right, what next?
They were supposed to be on leashes. Oh,
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
didn't
know.
put it. He said let the dogs out.
I let them out.
Got
They're out
the
there
lease,
in
but
the
it's
city
back
somewhere.
in the house.
Rocky and Mickey begin training, but Rocky is unfocused due to Adrian's disapproval. Mickey tells Rocky to start training the right way, or tells him to start training right-handed. It'll throw Apollo Creed off,
It did
and
not.
it'll protect his eye.
A little bit. It did not.
It honestly made that jab more working than anything because God, he was getting popped like a cherry.
Jesus.
Mickey, pretty Ricky. Mickey has Rocky chasing chickens out in the backyard. It makes him look like an idiot, but it's all about speed. We gotta build speed. You know what I'm saying? This dude's fast.
Greasy.
You need to be grease fast, lightning fast, and chasing chickens is apparently the way to do that. I've never done it.
It's kind of hard to grab one.
Try chasing a bunny, bro. Those things are impossible.
Oh,
to
for
catch.
real? That would actually not be. Damn. You have to give them some break times though. They can only run like that for 10, 20 seconds before they start
Some of the bunnies?
Yeah.
No, they're just so agile.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But they can only keep that up for a certain amount of time before they're just I'm
What's up,
tired.
Zach in the chat? Somebody said bunny, and he got excited.
Now he's beating meat.
Beat me.
Put him in an ad right now. Give him an ad.
Mickey also does things like tying Rocky's left hand so that he is forced to hit with his right hand to get used to it. Things like that. Of course, chasing the chickens to build up stamina and speed in his legs.
I got my hair in there. Ow.
In between this training montage, we cut over to the pet store to see Adrian kind of dealing with moving some heavy stuff. She gets a little pain in her stomach. Doesn't look good, but then we cut back to the gym where Paulie comes in to talk to Rocky, and he's like, "Hey, man, what's up? Don't look good, dog. What's going on?" And all he can really kind of focus on is Adrian and stuff. It's clearly in his head. It's clearly affecting his training. So Paulie's like, "Hey, man, don't worry." He's like, "Don't say anything to her." Rocky doesn't want to really say much, but Paulie's Paulie.
Oh, he's a little bitch.
Polly's a fuckhead. God, he can eat a bag of baby dicks, Polly. Honestly.
Baby dicks.
I don't think he has a medical license.
Paulie does, of course, confront Adrian about it. You got him all messed up in his head. You need to go over there and tell him that you're behind him because you're messing him up. You're going to get him hurt. Adrian disagrees. She doesn't want Rocky to do this because he's in danger of freaking losing his eyeball, dude. He's like,
Poignant.
more good moments from Adrian before, of course, she does keel over in pain and faints. And Paulie's like, "What the fuck?"
I would like to add that I know a lot of people say, "Oh, she was under all this stress from overworking," but she was kind of fine until Paulie went over there and started smacking shit out of her hand.
That is what he said.
I feel like Paulie was more of a reason why she freaking went into a coma.
Definitely, probably the trigger.
Yeah, cause I'm like, bruh, she's pregnant, you smack shit out of her hand, yelling, screaming at her.
You fill up you fill up a house with a bunch of gas, right? It ain't gonna blow up. You need a spark still, you feel
Facts.
me? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? You need something to light it off.
You can put bullets in a gun, but you gotta pull the trigger. You know what I mean?
Analogy, You fill up somebody's house with gas?
I hope not.
The way you said it. Listen, you fill somebody's house with gas. Why you say it like you did it before?
Hey, no, he just recently did. Just keep eye on the news.
That's inadmissible in court now.
Yeah, because we're married.
This is alleged as fuck. This is not admission of crime. I plead the 5th
Fifth.
and the 14th.
1, 2, 3, 4, fifth.
Do you even know
And the
what
14th.
is?
I plead the 14th. I'm a birthright citizen.
I'm a sovereign citizen.
Adrian, of course, faints and is rushed to the hospital. When they tell Rocky, he immediately runs out of the gym. Going into this coma has sent Adrian into labor, but despite being premature, the baby comes out fine. Very, very, very premature and that hairy, I'd like to imagine. Like not even,
like to think
not
of
even
it-
full term.
I'd like to think if that baby went full term, it has a mullet, you know?
Not
Like a full mullet.
100%.
Like Joe Dirt mullet.
Joe Dierte,
Joe Dirt.
as they say.
That's
Baby's
fun.
healthy. Adrian, of course, falls into a coma, though. This sends Rocky into a spiral of depression as he refuses to train and just basically stays by her bedside every day, every night, bouncing in between the church, praying for Adrian. Mick pleads with him to train, but Rocky refuses. Of course, he's just inconsolable with Adrian in her coma. Back and forth between the gym and the hospital. Rocky's reading to her. It's something. I mean,
You say
he's
the
trying.
gym in the hospital?
What's that?
You say the gym in the hospital?
No, maybe I meant the church in the hospital.
Also, Rocky never once looked at the baby, apparently, until she woke up from the coma.
No, I don't know how long she was in a coma for,
Yeah.
but he just left out there. He was like, yo, fuck that kid. I'm trying to hang out with my wife. My
Facts.
sleeping wife.
Sleeping wife.
Yeah, he refuses to see the baby until she wakes up.
It's kind of.
He wants to. He thinks we should see him together.
Which also, you got a lot of time to think here. You know, you're just hanging out in the room. You didn't come up with a name that whole time? Because what should we name it? He's like, I didn't think about that. You just sat there in a fucking hospital room for like 10 days or however long it was.
What the name is dumbass in the movie?
Rocky. Rocky Jr.
No, it's Paulie.
It's Robert.
I thought it was
Robert.
Did they not name the baby Paulie?
Oh, Paulie recommends it.
Oh, yeah, he was like, Paulie's great.
Paulie's a great name.
Paulie's
I was hoping they didn't do that.
Rocky, I think he says that like kind of like mockingly.
Yeah, bro, just brushing it
So
off.
what you
Paulie's great,
so
man.
after what you assume is just days and days of reading to Adrian and staying with her, she finally does wake up. They bring in
Mick with
Robert
him, too.
Rocky Jr. Sergio Stallone. Played by Sergio Stallone.
That's a normal name. Very normal name.
After meeting Robert for the first time, it's a good moment. You know what I'm saying? Is it as good as the next moment? Probably not, because of course after they meet their son and get acquainted and catch Adrian up and stuff, she of course gives him his blessing. But she doesn't just give him his blessing. How she give him his blessing? Anybody who wants
Rocky, win.
it. Pulls him. She's like, "Get over here, motherfucker. Come here. Get a little closer." He gets in. She's like, "Even closer, dog."
Even closer, dog.
I want you to do one thing for me. He's like, "What's up?" She's like, "A little closer. I want you to win, Rocky. Win." What are we waiting for? Mick says in the
What are
back.
we
Dude,
waiting
that is that
for?
freaking theme.
I like how
baby.
Mick is just with him. It's like he's just
That
waiting
was-
there
but
to
that
be
was-
summoned.
Oh my god. Dude.
I did love that from him though. Like he stayed by his side. You know, I respected that.
Yeah, I mean,
Big turnover from the first one. Seriously.
Agreed,
Like,
agreed.
Likability.
it is the cash cow now. You know what I'm saying? You gotta
It's true.
keep him happy.
But regardless of the reason he did it. I'm pretty sure Rocky, felt some type of peace from that, and I respect it.
Now, if you were to tell me that, hey, you're gonna watch Rocky 2 as a kid, you're gonna get a fucking awesome montage. It's gonna lead in. It's gonna be incredibly hype. It's gonna probably hype you up more than anything in your life. Rocky 2's montage. Win, Rocky, win. Boom, 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 boom. I'm like, cool. I buy that. I've seen the first Rocky. I know these montages are cool. But if you tell me that we're gonna get a quick break to check in on Adrian, and then go back into the goddamn montage
Double
for round
montage.
motherfucking 2,
Double
a
montage.
back-to-back motherfucking montage, I would have said you're fucking crazy, dude. Because that's exactly what happens. We get the first half of the montage where he's doing all the dumb shit, catching the chickens, and he's hitting the bags, and he's doing the normal Rocky stuff. And then
One
of course
arm
we do.
push-ups.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, dude, so good. Can't win without one arm push-ups. We check back in on Adrian, and then of course, fucking bam. Round goddamn 2. Here comes montage number 2. This is the one where he's running. We gotta have the Rocky run montage, but this time he ain't alone, dude. All of Philadelphia starts running with this motherfucker as we come up to the steps of the art history museum or whatever it was we said last week. He's just probably got like fucking 600 kids running behind him when he just like breaks off fuck all fast, dude. And he's just ripping. And that one kid's trying to hang with him for a minute, and he can't. And they're screaming, "Go, go, go, yeah!" As he runs up the steps, dude. We get it again. I fucking love this goddamn montage. Oh my god.
It's cool that it's like a double montage.
Back-to-back montages. Can't even fucking believe it.
Still not my favorite.
Better than first.
Yes.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Let's
think
rank this
so?
montage, baby.
I don't know, man. That first one is iconic though.
Iconic,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's iconic. Second one is.
It was
I
hype.
think it's
it was
it's,
hype.
it's hyper. and
It's
better
way more
put together.
hype. It's better filmed. I think, and like I said, nothing to take away from the first one. It's iconic, but that's definitely nostalgia glasses eating me up because like I've
Yeah.
as hype as I am for the first one, I'm nowhere near as hype as I am for this one.
Really?
Like, I'm on.
I feel like it was for two, and I'm just trying to be,
Different.
right. But I think for two, I think when you look at it, and the reason I get so hyped for the second montage is because of the lead up to it.
Mm-hmm.
It was just so much sadness, so much degrading, so much pain, and then
It's
boom.
It's almost like the whole first half of the movie is just shit on Rocky Day.
Yeah.
And then we get the montage
For,
and
like,
then everything. It just
2
turns.
weeks, too.
Yeah, it just turns the fuck around right there.
Like everybody was so hyped for him after the first fight, and all of a sudden just turned on him in 6 months. Like
Right.
it was just so low, and then he got that freaking high back, and I respect it. And I think that's what that montage was building off of. I still just prefer the first one.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand, I agree, and that's part of the reason why maybe I'll vote for the movie than the way I'm going to vote for it. But like, if I'm just looking at the montage, it's like all of Philadelphia's with him now, dude, and it's so incredibly hype. And like I said, you got fucking 600 people running, not that many, obviously.
But this
like,
and this is why, as far as me being hyped for that movie, and I love the city being behind him, what City of Brotherly Love, right? What I did not like is how quickly they turned on him, though.
Yeah.
Like you can't be
You ever been
fair
to
weather
Philadelphia?
friend. Huh?
You ever been to Philadelphia?
Nah, I don't plan
That
on
shit
it
ain't
either.
friendly.
Hey,
That shit ain't friendly.
they got the wrong nickname
You
there.
brotherly shove.
Well, I just thought that was so. I was like, you can't just like look past all the hate that
That's
he
one
got.
of those burn down the cities because our team fucking won the Super Bowl type cities. You know what I'm
Facts,
saying?
facts, yeah.
They turned into anarchists at the end of the fucking.
We beat up Santa Claus.
what do you think, Johnny?
Oh yeah, it's better than the first, man. It's just so much better. I don't know.
It is.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. Like I said, it's that Philadelphia being a character again that sends me over the edge. It's just like it's so damn cool when everybody's running with him. Nick agrees with us. He likes the montage in 2 a little better. So
I
that'll take it.
respect. I'll just be that odd man out.
That's okay. Hey, like I said, there's no
Nick
disrespect.
just standing there knee high in water in his mom's basement watching the podcast.
He's got his phone taped to the wall.
It's like you damn right.
That's crazy.
That'll put,
God,
the,
that
that'll
sucks,
put the
dude.
montage in Rocky 2 at number 1 and the montage at Rocky 1 at number 2.
Wait, since I'm like a, what do you call it?
Gay.
No, a minority. Do I not get more votes?
You already were a minority. You had even less. You'd be happier here today.
Be happy you're here.
We'll get you some forms to fill out to apply to get more votes
Appreciate
next
it.
week.
Nah,
And
thank
then
you,
it'll
thank
get
you.
lost in the mail.
They're all going to be
appreciate
in like
that.
Lebanese though.
I actually read Lebanese.
No, it doesn't.
Oh, how about that?
No, it doesn't.
This should be
Shut
an
the
easy
fuck
one.
up.
Then.
He said
Shut the
Lebanese,
fuck.
not lesbians.
You can read anything if you just make up your mind.
You just say it all the same way, and I can't tell ever. Everything you say is a fucking lie.
Appreciate it.
It's Thanksgiving Day, and on the night of the match, Apollo Creed makes a goal of beating Rocky in 2 rounds or less, no more than 2. He's fucking out of there. Will that come to pass? I don't know. He's been wrong before. He's out in 3. I sleep him in 3.
This guy seems pretty mad, Mook.
Yeah, going the distance was the fluke, Apollo says, and it's just ain't gonna happen again. Rocky, who comes in at 202 pounds.
He was right about that, though. It did not go the distance.
That's true. That's true. He's fighting right-handed, of course, to protect his eye instead of his natural southpaw. In this fight, Rocky is knocked down twice by Creed, but let me tell you, them first couple rounds, Rocky, come on.
And in today's
almost
world,
comical.
it would have been stopped.
Like, yeah, even today. Like, it's
Yeah.
almost comical how they're like, all right, well, he didn't block anything in the first one. Let's have him block absolutely nothing in the second. That'd be really cool. And yeah, like the first like 5 rounds, he's just like eating shit.
I'm
you
not
know,
gonna
over
lie
and
though,
over.
he did better, I think, in terms of output, mainly because Apollo was being so fucking aggressive and just trying to put him away that it gave Rocky way more opportunities to have punches
Saying
in.
is fucking Creed's going off, but he's going against a brawler, so Rocky's style actually matched up a little better.
Yeah, it did.
In terms of what Creed should have done versus what he did come in there to do, yeah, I think it just played to him a little bit more. which is nice.
Rocky is, of course, knocked
win.
down twice in the first 2 rounds, but he gets back up both times and continues to fight for 15 motherfucking rounds. He is outclassed and outmaneuvered by Creed. He's
round by round.
worse in every way.
Dog shit beat out of him. Oh my god.
I was actually very happy for Rocky though. Like, I think it was around like 6 or something like that, somewhere in the middle. He slipped twice.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he didn't slip any punches, but he was like, I was like, oh, there it is. There's that bad movement.
As soon as Creed stopped punching, guess who's in the head? But when he's punching,
He was seeing a punch.
forehead down, baby.
Bro.
That's really funny. That's actually true. Like every time he's not punching wrong, he's like,
Yeah. But when he's punching, forehead down, he
"Put it down and he's in, dude."
That's crazy.
It's like a freaking Spartan shield, his head forehead.
And then it goes right back up. Boom. Boom. Boom.
Creed puts his hand down, backs up. Oh, what's up? I'm so
Yeah.
agile.
We are, of course, cutting back and forth to Polly and Adrian, who's watching the fight from home.
Polly
scene-
just like
so
me, bro.
Adrian
He's like
was-
6 beers
Adrian,
deep
the
until
actress,
round
I
3.
forget her name, was filming another movie at the same time and just wasn't able to make the scene to be in crowd side. That was the plan, is that, they were going to be there, but she was filming somewhere else, was unable to make it, so they just filmed it in 2
Imagine.
separate spots. And that's why it kind of feels weird when she's like,
Being
get
at
him!
Essence, being at a different movie. What was
Like
the other
who?
movie? Bet It Son.
Adrian,
Oh.
Talia
Yeah.
Shire is that.
Talia Shire.
Talia Shire.
Better son?
What?
What?
I said, imagine like not going to be at the fucking event to film and doing a different movie. I wonder how well that movie did.
Yeah.
Well, we'd have to look it up, but
Probably not.
if you're wondering when you watch that scene why it feels off that she's like, hit him, that's why, because she's not actually watching the fight. They're probably just watching a black TV screen and filming her saying that stuff in a different
She
location.
probably said that on set of the other movie.
Yeah.
Just like finish her cigarette real quick.
Let's go.
Get him.
You know that Family Guy cutaway
Yeah.
where they go to the cutaway, right, and they're all just on their phones and shit.
Yeah.
He fucking lights his cigarette and he's like, "You think you got enough time to finish it?" He's like, "Oh yeah, who did he say it was?" It's like, "Oh yeah, it's a Chuck Norris fucking bit. We have like 5 fucking minutes or some shit."
Fucking Family Guy.
I love it.
We come up to the end of the rounds, and in the corner before the 15th round, Duke's like, dude, it's like 100 to fucking 2 right now. Stay the fuck away from this dude. Stick and move. Win this fucking fight. But that's not enough for Creed. He doesn't want it to end the same way the first one did. He wants to knock Rocky the fuck out. And he's like, dude, it's on sight. Like this Italian motherfucker's going down. I ain't staying away from nobody, dude.
Just adding further fuel between the Italians and the blacks in the 70s to that beef,
The Sopranos.
In
make a
Rocky's
very good
corner.
point. They do not like black people in The
I
Sopranos.
fucking noticed.
In Rocky's corner, Mick goes ahead and tells him to switch back to southpaw now. Go to your natural stance. And Rocky's like, no tricks, dog.
But then what does he do?
He switches.
Yeah, I was like,
He
I was
does
like,
switch.
one, how's that a trick? First of all,
It would have been perfect if they just didn't say that. No, I don't want to win with tricks. If they just wouldn't have said that, it would have been perfect because in that 15th round, Mick is like, no, and he's like, woo, switches back, bop, 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 and fucking gets it, baby.
I think it's just funny. If no one knows your next move, you're unpredictable.
Of course, Rocky switches back to his natural stance in the final round and unleashes a series of counter punches on Creed, turning the tide. Both men exhausted, trade punches until they knock each other down. Very dramatic slow motion scene where they're like,
No. Calling bullshit right now. Every time I see this, I get mad. If I hit you and you fall down and I slipped, you got knocked down.
facts, he did not get.
Why are you
touched.
counting for both people?
Yeah, he did not get touched.
Yeah.
that's true.
I thought
I'm inclined to agree with you.
Yeah.
I'm inclined to agree with
It
you.
just it makes my brain itch because I just like see him doing the count for both
But-
people, and I'm like,
However-
Here's the problem though, is because you're off your feet as well.
Yeah.
Even if you slip though, you still got to get back up.
I
I
agree.
don't understand the count.
The count, yeah.
I don't know.
But anyways,
However-
it was dramatic and exciting.
Is that dramatic? Yeah, that was
it
my
was
next
dramatic
question.
and
How
exciting.
dramatic is that? Oh,
Oh,
well,
it
Rocky
was
wins.
exciting. It was dramatic for sure.
Definitely dramatic.
Like freaking swimming for the ropes for like 25 minutes. It felt like.
Both
Oh
men.
my god, just get up!
Both men.
He gets up, and slumps.
Both men, of course, struggle to get up to their feet, reaching and grabbing for the ropes. Apollo Creed is unfortunately unable to muster the strength. He falls back into the corner on his ass as Rocky stands and makes it before the count of 9. That's the fight, baby.
He stood up on 10.
Yeah.
He stood up
Again,
on
maybe
10.
maybe it didn't matter. Maybe
Yeah.
Tanner was right. Maybe he did win the fight, and they just didn't say that part
Yeah.
because it was more dramatic that way.
Yeah.
Maybe they were because like if that's like they're just like, all right, well Rocky wins unless Creed gets up, and then they just hold the camera on Creed.
Yeah.
Maybe that would have been just as dramatic.
I don't know.
I feel like maybe if he's in the neutral corner, just like
Yeah, I know.
beat up
like,
and panting,
barely
and just like
standing?
praying that
Yeah.
Creed doesn't get up, and then
Perfect
like
Italian. No stutters, no you know.
you
It's
know.
perfect fucking Italian prayer.
Imagine a little freaking scene where Carl Weathers is sitting there just struggling to get it back up on his feet. Rocky's in the neutral corner, and he's talking to himself in perfect English.
the voice in his head is like a different actor. Voice in his head is like Burt Reynolds.
Fucking Morgan
It was in
Freeman.
that- it
Morgan
was in that-
Freeman. Young Morgan Freeman.
It was in that moment I really wanted Creed to stay down. I was hoping. I was praying.
Christopher Walken.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
dude, that's
Dude.
crazy. That's crazy.
Should
I
we?
wondered, why is the guy getting back up?
Oh wow!
Wow.
I can't believe that he would do that. Craziness. Rocky is of course dubbed the winner by knockout as Creed falls back to the mat in exhaustion. And we get the celebration music as the fucking crowd rushes the ring, dude, and it's hype.
The last thing I want after fighting for 15 fucking rounds and being exhausted is being just smothered in a
by
ring
people,
with
dude.
people, dude. Fuck that.
I understand why Mike kind of freaks out with people
Yeah.
now in the ring because it's just like, man, get the fuck away.
Yeah.
You know?
Like this moment too, where he holds the belt up and he's like, "Aside from my son being born, this is the greatest moment of my life."
I'm like, dang, what about your wedding night?
Yeah,
I'm
she's
like,
just
is
over
that
there
3?
like, cool, I guess us getting married was just shit, you know?
Nah, that's number 3 on the list.
And of course, he just has one thing to say to his wife, who's waiting at home. Holds the belt up, and of course, he's like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it!"
Not to mention the
Oh,
cheapest, most leathery, weak-looking belt I ever seen.
I
looks-
mean,
So the 70s
I'll give
title
that to
belts
the sign of
look
the
more
times.
like a fucking ribbon than a fucking belt.
Yeah,
I
and
give that to the
don't-
sign of the times. I think that was a little authenticity. I feel like.
I'm just
And
saying
still,
they
even,
look like
even
shit.
now, I don't remember if it's like the IBF or whatever the older boxing organization is. Their belts are still that like fucking ribbon.
A lot of the
with
Brit-
like medals around them.
A lot of the
And I'm
British
just-
belts are like that
Yeah.
still too.
And,
They
like, it's
still
not
have
like,
that
yeah,
old
the-
school, not leather,
more
but
recent
like
ones, yeah.
cloth. It's like springy. It like extends and
Yeah.
shit.
We should just hand out brand new leather belts with the words "winner" printed on them.
No, what we should
Like a
do,
leather
what we
dress
should do is
belt.
hand out nicer. We should hand out like normal regular belts, but like get like a really nice leather belt, like way higher quality than what the winner got,
Are we gonna-
and put fucking loser on it.
Oh my god!
Part of the contract says you have to wear this medallion that says fucking loser for the next 3 weeks.
But it's like way nicer, and it's just a
Winner
cleaner
belt $25.
loser belt.
$10,000.
Oh my god.
That's craziness.
All right, do we have to go? I think we should go around again and do the Yo Adrian, I did it.
Wait! I wasn't done yet.
I want to get some closing thoughts first. Yeah, what do you?
I got more than closing thoughts.
Yeah,
I
what
love
was his Easter
psychology.
egg?
Opening thoughts.
Oh wait,
There was an Easter egg, too.
during the because what 76 right
79 for
79. When was the Cold War? Do you remember the actual year? Was it 80s, right?
this. 80s,
Right.
yeah.
So this was almost like that time period where we were having those issues with Russia for the Cold War and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like it was potentially going to be World War III. And then one of the commenters during the fight was like, "Hey, listen, it's like World War III in here. It's kind of a foreshadowing to the next fight, to the next movie. Pretty dope. I
Two
loved
more.
it. Was it 2? Oh,
4. Yeah.
see, I don't know these movies. I don't watch
We'll
them.
get there,
Yeah,
y'all.
because it's not out yet. Chill.
But also, before closing thoughts, right? I love psychology, right? I think whoever tried to cast Adrian as like, or as like, hey, look, you're shy. She's coming off a little more, not shy, but something else.
Hey man, when
All
she
you
came
all-
out of her shell, she got
I'm
pregnant.
here. All I'm saying here, as a guy who is talked and hung out with women like this in real life, is true.
Shy?
It's all true. All shy girls,
Freaks.
not all shy girls,
Well-
but a lot of shy girls, freaks.
No. So I
Johnny,
get.
can you be on deck with the noise? Be ready, ready? They're like, oh, I'm really shy. I don't usually do this, but. Yes!
I hate
Clip that. Clip it.
I hate it. That's why I gotta hide
Oh,
my face.
it's-
No,
I
out.
love
she just comes
fucking
across a
dude.
little more mentally disabled to me.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, like
Well, that's why I took it to the zoo.
Oh, boy.
closing thoughts. Great movie.
Yep.
100% great movie. I had to watch it in 2 different spurts because I was drinking spicy water last night.
I got you.
And
I gotta watch all of them twice too. 'Cause I
Yeah.
watch them just to enjoy them, and I
Yeah.
watch them to take my notes
Right,
and stuff.
right.
So it's like,
So I actually finished it at 9 o'clock this morning.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's
My
fresh.
man.
But it doesn't compete with me as far as Rocky 1 goes.
Right.
Rocky 1 beats it, but 2 was definitely a great movie. And it was, honestly, I don't remember most of it from the first time I watched it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a lot you
It's
forget.
very
you
refreshing
know?
when you
and it's
haven't
been
seen
so
it in a
long
while.
since I've seen 3. I'm really excited for
Right,
next
I'm
week.
telling
I'm
It came
so
out
hyped
before.
for 3, dude.
Tanner, what do you think? Closing thoughts on 2?
This is the last time we get to see like normal Rocky before steroids.
Yeah.
So-
Oh god, he's so fucking big in this next one.
Dude,
Jesus
just,
Christ.
and I mean, like, just the face is just complete. His forehead's
Right.
bigger. His cheeks are sunken in a little bit.
Never
and
thought
he's
of it.
fucking just shredded in this next movie. So this is like we get like natural, homegrown Philly boy Rocky. Next movie, it's suit, tie,
Right.
jawline, and fucking world title fight. So it's like,
It's nice to have the humble.
yeah, this is the last time we're getting it. So I kind of appreciate it more just for what it is now.
I feel like we get more back to that later though. We'll get
We
to
do.
it. We'll get to it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Johnny, what do you think? Closing thoughts.
That's alright. No, I'm kidding.
It's all right.
It's a really good movie. I'm just happy that I'm rewatching these because they're very nostalgic.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, maybe as we watch more of them, I'll realize which ones are like actually my favorites. But really, the first 2 just so iconic. I like them a lot.
Yeah.
3 and 4 are just fucking wild. Like, and
They are wild plot lines.
I'm telling you
They
right
got
now,
the-
when
they
we
got
do-
WWE plot lines, dude.
when we get into 4, dude, I'm gonna be fucking just dying over it. That's my favorite fucking movie.
I'm gonna be the most anti-communist dude ever. Once
Oh.
fucking 4.
Hey,
Oh, dude, yeah.
They called me the American Psycho for a reason, all right?
Nick's closing thoughts on this movie. Rocky 2, now with a bigger budget, even though it looks like $1 million budget. This sequel to me is one of the best sequels that didn't bomb. This movie is another masterpiece. Not as good as the first, but some people would argue that it's better than the first. They're wrong. This film is very enjoyable. Seems to me his English is a little better also in this movie. Also, to me, the lighting in this movie is better. Quality all around is better than the first. However, it's still not quite as good in his opinion. It should be in the top 3 of all of them, however. I echo it. I mean, the first one's a classic. I think you're like stuck in. A lot of people can be stuck in like nostalgia because of the first. Did Sly have a stunt double in the movie? Fuck no. Sylvester Stallone didn't have a stunt double in these movies.
Who
Zach.
asked that shit?
What's the matter with you, dog?
My chat's not even coming up on
Who's
this.
this boring
Oh, weird.
326?
Close it, reopen it.
Asking,
Every time I'm here.
did Sly have a stunt double? Did it look like he had a stunt double? I don't know what this is. Who is it?
It's very choreographed though. So
Then
there's
yeah.
not really a lot of
Fuck you, Zach.
moments for him to need one. Yeah, though I echo a lot of your thoughts. I love the first one. Blake asked.
asked. Miss you,
I
Blake.
didn't see Blake.
He asked.
He in the chat?
No, he just.
No, I think Zach's just putting off the blame on Blake.
Oh, I got you.
Well, I
'Cause Zach
miss
sucks.
him.
I was like, I'm pretty sure Blake's not here.
I gotta go see him soon. At 18.
Yeah, like I said, there's the second half of this movie is damn near fucking perfect to me. Like after Adrian wakes up from the coma, it's a damn near perfect movie to me. Oh my man, you the best.
Hey.
He literally just goes, "Yay!"
I could just fist bump him here.
Ding, ding. I literally saw him do it too. I literally just
Son
saw him
of a
go
bitch.
ding, ding. What the fuck? Okay.
It's a damn near perfect movie from the second half on. The first half just is a little slow. I do happen to like that stuff. A lot of people don't. But yeah, no, I agree with everybody's kind of sentiments here. So, starting us off here, Johnny, what do you think? Rocky 2 or Rocky 1 for number 1?
Probably still Rocky 1 for me.
Rocky 1 for you? Tanner? 1.
Number 1, baby.
Nick also votes Rocky 1 as number 1. Let's make it unanimous. I agree. I think Rocky 1 should stay at number 1. That'll put Rocky 2 at number 2.
Because it's the shit.
I wonder if it'll just go 1, 2, 3, 4. As we rank up.
I mean, that's kind of where they go until Apollo or Creed comes back around.
4 is number 1.
Oh man, we'll see
That's
when we get
fighting
there. Maybe
words,
we'll see
bro.
when we get there. I don't know about
Movie
that.
ended the Cold War.
Nick, of course, his final closing thoughts is that they're all dog shit after this one. So this should be some fun conversations moving forward in the coming weeks. Ladies and gentlemen, do you agree with our ranking of Rocky so far? Is Rocky 1 better than Rocky 2? If not, let us know. Let us know what you think in the comments. That's Rocky 2 in review. Tune in next Sunday when we come back to talk about Rocky 3 and possibly the greatest villain of all time, Thunderlips.
Oh, God. Thunderlips, the ultimate male.
The ultimate male, you know? He comes out with like cheerleaders and stuff. It's cool.
Wait, what weight class was he? Was he
Thunderlips?
Yeah.
Oof, I don't know. Probably.
Definitely not a weight class at all. He's just a pro wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
See
just-
Rey Mysterio fighting Big Show in that shit, brother.
Yeah,
there
they
ain't no
don't-
weight classes.
Yeah.
They all call it heavyweight.
Yeah, it's all heavyweight world champion in WWE.
Too much
Remember-
steroids and muscle on the motherfucker.
Remember, if you like the show, twitch.tv/VelocityPods, where you need to go if you're more of an audio podcast listener. That's cool. You can catch all of this series on Spotify. Just search Velocity Entertainment. You'll find that and over 200 episodes of the basic show to binge and watch. It's a lot of fun. Thanks for watching Rocky in Review. Thanks, Johnny. Thanks, Tanner. Thanks, Jordan, for popping in, talking about these movies with me. I fucking love it, dude. I can't wait every week. It's like the highlight of my week now.
Yeah.
I love you guys. I love you guys. We'll see you next week. And stay nerdy.
Too.
We
Love yous
Love
too.
yous too.
Oh, hold on.
You know?
We got to do it. Give me the Adrian, I did it.
I thought I did it, you know.
Tanner?
That wasn't bad, actually. He does it every time.
Yeah, you can't win.
That's
this
what I
one.
was waiting for. I've been waiting for that all week.
I feel like I'm going to take this one this week. Hey, yo, Adrian. I did it.
What was that moan in the middle?
That's just Stallone, man. What do you want from me?
Adrian, I did it.